Hello everybody, it is Hello Miss Potter here with another first look. I feel like it was only just yesterday that I was doing the cats and dogs first look, but here we are with a new stuff pack, and this one is Laundry Day stuff. So thank you very much to EA for sending me an early access code for this one. I've been super excited to have a first look at it, and it's an awesome pack overall. I really love it. I know that they asked on the forums, I think it was the forums anyway, I'm not really sure, but they asked people which pack they wanted to be made, and laundry was the one that people voted for. So lots of people must have been wanting to do their washing in the Sims life, and so basically that's what we've got in this pack. It's a stuff pack, so there are a few gameplay changes, I guess, because you do have to do your laundry and dry it, and that's definitely pretty awesome new interactions that are in the game. But we also get some new Creator Sim stuff, so I figured I would start off looking at the pack by making a new family to build a little starter home for. So that's what this video is going to be, and this is Phoebe Pinthurst. So I kind of made a starter home for Phoebe and her small daughter, who you will see in a second, and as if they were Pinterest type people on a budget. So they're trying to make a Pinterest styled home, but very much so on a budget. So the theme of all the kind of buy and build stuff in this stuff pack is very rustic, and pretty trendy. So I think that Phoebe will be able to make a pretty good home on a budget. At least that's my hope for her. So having a look at the new clothing items, there were a few new, I didn't actually look at the male outfits, there were a few new female outfits that you can see here. Some kind of country inspired embroidery, denim, ruffles kind of fashion items, and two new hairstyles which I thought were pretty awesome. And I picked the kind of updo with a headband, which I thought would be what a Pinterest mum on a budget would pick. I don't know, maybe not. What do you think? And I really love these new jeans, these new pants that we've got with a belt. I think they're really cool. And I'm digging the kind of orangey, earthy tones of this outfit, which I carry through into the house actually. It's kind of a theme, I guess, through the whole pack. It's kind of rustic, you know, autumnal type colours. And so this is the youngest Pinthurst. I did roll genetics on her just to kind of get a sim that looked kind of like the mum. There's no dad in this picture. I don't know why. You can come up with the backstory for that one. But basically just going through, I actually don't think I've made a child sim since Cats and Dogs. That's why a bunch of the clothes were kind of unseen. I know, it's terrible. I just don't make child sims very often. I kind of don't really love them. Kind of much like real life. Children are just too hard. I usually just make adult sims. I know, I'm terrible. But here we go. This is going to be, what did I call it? I think I called her Penny. Pretty sure I called her Penny from memory. But she's pretty cool. I'm pretty sure she's rocking the Cats and Dogs dungarees there. And they are going to have a cat, which I think is pretty cool. I like this cat. I get to give it a tail that was not super stubby and short, because I think that the cat waggling the tail is a pretty important part of the cat. But I did call it Pickle, I think. Something like that. Anyway, into build mode. So we are building a starter home, and it is going to be an under 20,000 simoleon home, so that it's all legit, and one of the first homes I've made in a really long time without any cheats. I kind of thought, I remember it being so much easier. I don't know, I haven't made a starter home that's under 20,000 in Sims 4 in a very, very long time, and wow, it is quite challenging. So trying to stick to a budget on this one and use some of the new items from the stuff pack obviously was quite challenging, but I did it, so that's exciting. I have given it kind of, yeah, I've gone with the rustic country kind of vibes for the windows, and then I put those doors in and I was like, what are you thinking? Those doors don't look right at all. And so I did have a look in buy build mode here, sorry, and they do have a new kind of barn looking door, and this beautiful front door, which is kind of like a painted white wooden front door, which I thought was really cool. Actually now I don't know if it is a front door, maybe it's an internal door, but I liked it as a front door, so that's what we're using. And all the white windows, which I thought were pretty neat. I kind of rejigged the floor plan a few times just to kind of get it. I didn't really want to spend more than like I think it was about 6,000 or 7,000 simoleons on the walls and things, so trying to just rejig it so that it's coming in on budget. Much like building a real house, I imagine. I feel like I'm so prepped for building a real house now, like, it probably isn't true at all. I doubt the skills even transfer slightly, but I feel like I am well prepped for building a house. I know the things you need to consider, and no, I really don't. That's definitely not true, but I feel like I could give it a good go. So yeah, this bit of the house here, kind of like a little extension. I don't know, I kind of liked the idea of it being 2 textures. When you're kind of trying to build a starter home, I always think about the ways you can kind of have the most interest in the house without spending up large, and kind of varying your textures is a really easy way, I think, to get a bit of difference and style and variation in there without kind of blowing the budget. Because if you're going to use, you know, I think I did wood, yeah, wood for the rest of the house. If you're going to do wood and then stone, you know, you're paying the same amount, but it's kind of nice to have the variation going on. And I think it looks kind of cool. Definitely gives that farm kind of vibe to it, especially with that angled roof. I thought, anyway. Tell me what you think. And I was keeping in mind that I wanted to build that area out the back with the back door to have the clotheslines, because I do want to put in all the new laundry day items, obviously. Just trying to get the path right here. Again, landscaping with the shading tools here, that's an easy way to kind of make the house look more exciting, and I'm pretty sure they don't cost any money at all, so that's an effective way of doing that. I actually feel like I did an okay job of this roof. I don't know what you guys think, but roofs are usually my nemesis in this game. I hate making roofs, but I kind of feel like this one just came to me and I was like, this is how it's gonna look. Lots of flowers because we are kind of in the countryside here. There doesn't seem to be any new outdoor plant or you know, kind of landscaping items in this expansion. It's all it's mainly interior items, and yeah, just a couple of doors. Yeah, no new textures as far as I could tell, I don't think. And I wanted to build a little patio area here by the front door that was going to have a little table and chairs, but I think we run out of money. But flowers are important, I feel, for this one. You kind of want to have that country vibe, and lavender is always kind of a rural, you know, country farm aesthetic for me. So I put in some lavender and some wildflowers, which are pretty affordable. Beautiful. Moving on to the interior, just kind of trying to get some plain cheap-ish wallpaper or paint onto the walls. I think I ended up going with a kind of grey white trim. I wanted to keep it kind of neutral because I wasn't 100% sure what the new items looked like yet, or which ones were going to match or whatever, so I was going to go and change it if I needed to, but it all actually came together. I don't think I changed it at all. Just some plain white light grey carpet as usual. I don't really do much else, but I always vary it up with the other textures rather than the carpet. Starting off with the bathroom. Now I kind of didn't really know if I was going to put the laundry out just by the back door space, or if I was going to put it into this bathroom space, and it turned out that I extended out the bathroom and I wanted to put the laundry space into the bathroom as well, which I think is pretty realistic for a small starter home. Like, you would probably have your laundry in your bathroom, or you know, it wouldn't get its own separate entire room to itself, probably in a small beginner's home. But I think actually it'll be interesting watching this one and some other people doing some builds, because I think in the UK it's quite common to have laundry in your kitchen as well, and I think probably in varying places all around the world. So it'll be really interesting to see actually where people put their laundry rooms in this game. I'm super excited to see some different stuff. But yeah, seeing quite a few of the new items there. The shelving units, there's a lot of shelving units in this stuff pack, which is kind of cool, and they're not just aesthetic either. You can actually put a bunch of stuff on them, which is really cool and allows you to kind of make really different looks with the same piece of shelving kind of over and over again, which is cool. I like how cluttered they look. I guess this pack is kind of all about clutter, but it's mainly, you know, bottles and hampers and plants and things, so it's all about kind of adding those textures in, which I really like. That terracotta rug goes perfect, and I did the terracotta tiles in the kitchen, and that's really where the theme gets carried throughout the house. So if you remember Phoebe's top, she had like a sort of terracotta-y coloured ruffly top, and I wanted to carry that through. That wicker seat is one of the new couches from this expansion, the stuff pack, sorry, and that's really cool actually. Wicker texture is one of the main kind of features of this expansion, so wicker table and a few wicker chairs and some wicker decorations, which give that really nice country, you know, homely kind of vibe. I always think of my nana having wicker furniture, or you know, people having wicker furniture on their decks, and that's kind of cool, so I really dig that. And that ottoman is really nice. There's some more wicker chairs that you can see in the background, and the clothesline, ta-da! I'm so excited to see the gameplay interactions that The Sims have with the clothesline. I haven't actually had a chance to look at that yet, but I'm going to do that right after this. The dried herbs hanging up, very, very country rural, and the mop, or sorry, broom I guess rather, hanging decor item there. I love those little potted plants with a little basket of pine cones. Everything is just so rustic and very cute. I really love that. That's a new rug as well. I think I have to delete that ottoman because I decided I can't afford it, but it is a really nice ottoman. Again, just a few decor items which are really nice. A wicker kind of wreath, some stacked buckets. I love this hanging light. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited about that hanging exposed light bulb. I think that's going to be so cool in lots of different varieties of houses, not even just the rural kind of country look. I think that'll be really cool in some industrial modern kind of builds as well, which I'm really excited about. Moving on to the kitchen, by this stage I didn't have a whole lot of money left, and I really didn't want to compromise on the cool items from the new stuff pack, so I decided to make the kitchen a little bit smaller and see if I could just rein it in a little bit so that I can afford to keep all my really beautiful decor items in the rest of the house. Starter homes are all about trying to do more with less. So yeah, not the nicest kitchen ever to be made in a Sims build, but it does the job and it has everything that they need. And I can already see where the upgrades would come in just as soon as Phoebe has gone out and found a job and started to get some money coming in. I did do a look at some curtains for pretty much all of the rooms, but then decided that that was probably a bit out of our budget for the time being, but I do think that these drapey curtains here would definitely be what we'll go for as soon as she can afford some furnishing upgrades. Need to get some greenery in there. In hindsight, I don't know what I was thinking with that plant. It doesn't really go with the aesthetic at all, but it's one of my favourite items in the game. It came with cats and dogs, right? I'm pretty sure. It's definitely one of my favourites. I always want to use it, but I should learn when to know it doesn't go with the rest of the decor. And some fairy lights. Obviously, a Pinterest home on a budget is going to have fairy lights. Trying to get some decor items into the kitchen, but there's not a lot of cheap things left, so it's kind of a bit bare in there, but I promise we'll make some upgrades just as soon as we have some money coming in. There's also quite a few succulents in this game, which I'm really excited in this pack, which I'm really excited about. And that wicker shelving unit that you can see there in the living room, that's one of the ones I was talking about that's actually able to have 4 different items kind of put on it. So I actually put the Diwali candle item on that middle shelf there, which gives off a really nice glow, and it's nice that it can be up there on the wall on display. So that'll be really cool for items to be displayed on. I really think that's an awesome new decor item. Probably should have done the beds first so that I could have made sure I could afford them, but it's a bit unorganized with my planning on this one, but we did manage to afford the beds that kind of matched the room, so I was pretty stoked about that. Popping some cheapish decor items around to give it that lived-in feel. I kind of had a brain fart. Is it? What do you guys call it when you kind of make a mistake that you obviously know is the thing you shouldn't do? We call it brain fart here, but that cupboard, I deleted the wall because I was like, oh, I'm going to put a cupboard there, and I forgot it totally needs a wall in front of it. What was I thinking? I love all the wicker baskets and things. There's such neat decor items. I love it. Just going through and popping in some cheap lamps. They'll be the first thing to get upgraded, I imagine. But they look okay for now. Checking that budget over there in the top left hand corner, knowing that I don't want to go over 20,000. Then seeing what activity items we can afford. Hopefully she's going to get a job that's something creative. I think that would be a good fit for a Pinterest mum on a budget. And I almost forgot about the cat. In hindsight, I don't know if the Sims will be able to grab the books over that cat bed there. I haven't actually play tested that yet, but hopefully they can, otherwise I will just move that to another corner. course the Pinterest mom has to have the fluffy rug. I love that rug, that's one of my favorites. That rug and that exposed light bulb. The fairy lights. I think we've nailed the Pinterest aesthetic. Just going through and doing a last check of any new items that I missed. That candle bowl there, or it's a bowl of 3 candles, is new, and just a couple more of the rugs that I thought I might like to incorporate. That wicker one is really nice, I think. Makes a nice texture in the kitchen. Then I think maybe I went a little too overboard on rugs. And you can see kind of some of the other shelving units that are in there. There's so many cool items in this stuff pack, you guys. I'm really pleased with it. I think it's a great stuff pack, especially if you're into the country kind of rural vibe. And there we have it. Just fixing up the roof from where I made some changes internally. Super excited to get in and see how the gameplay works with that clothesline. Apparently the Sims notice kind of if you have your clean clothes, or if you've washed and pressed them. There is an ironing board which I didn't include in this house actually, but I'd be interested to see if there's any interactions that go along with that, like if Sims notice if you've ironed your shirt or not. That would be very neat. I would like that. And here we go, the finished screenshots. I'd love to hear if you guys are picking up this stuff pack, or what you think of it, or what you think of this starter home. I was thinking about uploading this one to the gallery if anyone's interested. I might do that after I've play tested it. Let me know if you'd like me to, and I will do that. But otherwise, I hope that you have a great time playing this new stuff pack if you're going to pick it up. Thanks once again to EA for sending me this code. I will see you in the next video.